for Spotlight on Strategy, which we will be talking about resiliency. So again, welcome to our August session of Spotlight on Strategy. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the success strategist, the CEO of Global Innovation Strategies, bringing you your Spotlight on Strategy. This session today is all about resiliency, both for you as a leader and your organization. So the first thing we want to talk about is the mechanism of approach for how we can leverage our strategy to make our businesses more resilient. And of course, the first thing we want to do, as in when we stood it up and as we look to heighten our performance and deepen our impact around the globe through our organizations, our products and our services and our content, part of resiliency is understanding when we need to tweak what and how much in order to amplify the success and the impact that you as CEOs, that you as entrepreneurs, that you as business leaders are having around the globe. The next thing we want to do is we want to look at who are our customers, right? So when we talk about in quality, when we talk about in change, when we talk about in innovation, and all of the items that we've spoken about in the Spotlight on Strategy series is about wearing the hat, the voice of the customer. And that means truly understanding and knowing them. What are their pain points? What are their challenges? And most importantly, what is their why? If we can uncover and get to the root of their why, then and only then can we truly offer a product and a service that's not only going to answer the mail to help them remediate a pain point or challenge, but it may truly be the stepping stone, the building blocks to helping them 2x, 5x, 10x their businesses and their impact around the globe. So understanding and getting to their why so that you can offer a product and a service and content that bolsters them and enables them to do a 10x increase in the impact they're having with their clients and customers. The next, and it may sound trite, but in truth, sometimes we don't wear the hat of the voice of the customer. We don't necessarily understand the why. We don't necessarily understand their pain points and challenges. And so when we're creating, when we're defining, when we're building our portfolios, sometimes what happens very early on is we're building that for us as the entrepreneur and the leader and the senior executive who knows from their experience base, who's seen something in action, but in totality, in reality, it still may not answer the mail for the niche of customers and clients that we truly want to serve. So we need to really understand and create from a product offering, from a thought leadership perspective, from a content perspective, what truly resonates with the niche we want to serve. Where are they with understanding their why? Where are they in implementing their what and with whom and for how much? What issues are they experiencing along their journey to 2x, 5x, 10x, and more expansion in their particular business niche? And are creations from a service, a product, a content, or a thought leadership perspective able to reach them and enable them to greater success? So two very questions. One, are you wearing the voice of the customer hat? And two, have you niched appropriately for the type of product, services, and content you want to deliver? Or are you taking a shotgun approach and say, this may resonate with that, et cetera, right? Using your own background, right? So it's two different things. One, I'm going to use what I know, what I've built, what I've created. I've done a sampling. Yes, there's value add. Yes, there's impact. Yes, I can offer this. But have we niched and created the channels and the content to reach the strata of the customer and client that's most important to our success and who we in turn can help make most successful? So one, know your customers, wear the voice of the customer hats. Two, create only that which resonates with that niche. We don't need to go overbroad at first, right? You do not need to gather the net of hundreds of thousands, etc. What you need to do is create the snowball effect and be able to reach the most promising customer and client in your niche with a product, service, or content offering, and have them say yes and have them continue on the journey. Then we learn, what did you like? What could we do better? What do we need to tweak and pivot and optimize in order to go forward? So know your customer, create that which resonates with that preferred niche. That could be content, that could be the channels you use, that could be the messaging mechanisms you use, that could be how you tell the story, that could be strategic insertion in their journey. Does that need to be a static piece of content? Does that need to be a dynamic piece of content? Does that need to be a workshop? Does that need to be a seminar? Does that need to be a roundtable? Does that need to be a research finding? Does that need to be some response to something they're doing in the RFI, RFP acquisition life cycle? Does that need to be from a helping them enable their strategy, their business model, their operations, etc. Right? So there's many different facets of that client and customer diamond that we could help them with, right? So your niche and your product and service portfolio is going to have at a high level the pick list for what you want to offer, but I would say don't leave opportunity on the table. As soon as you get a customer, as soon as you get engaged in what they're doing, where they're at, how you can help them, understand how you can add more value. What does that look like to them? And the more you can gather that information and intelligence from your client and customer base, the better your portfolio of offerings will be for the rest of the clients and customer that will materialize along your journey. The next is we have to put in place constructs. We have to put in place data collection. We have to put in place data analysis. We have to put in place decisioning analytics that help us understand when we need to pivot, what's working, what's not. When do we need to pivot? How do we need to pivot? What is the value? What is the impact? How many clients am I serving? Is this looking like it's the right niche or not for really the core competencies and the impact that you want to be having across the world? And then last but not least, using that data collection, analysis, and decision. That could be a dashboard, that could be analytics, that could be good old-fashioned eyeball and guts. It's whatever you're most comfortable, but we need to have some lens to be able to look through to say, are we on course? Are we off course? If we're off course, what do we need to do to pivot appropriately? Was our niche incorrectly scoped or scaled? Is our product, service, or content not either directed to that niche, or do we have some expansion or contraction we need to do to best serve that customer suite? Do we have the right collection and analytics in place to help us with decisioning? Might we need more information or have it made visible in some other form for us to be able to pivot appropriately? Is there new mechanisms to create content and to generate value in this day and age of chat GPT, analytics, etc., right? So how are we leveraging the technology and the processes that AI and chat GPT, etc., are enabling for us in service to our preferred niche? And through the lens of the voice of the customer, will it help us enhance and operationalize their why? Will it help us enhance the product and the service scope? Will it help us enhance the content we creating in service to that customer set? Again, through the lens of voice of the customer. Is there perceived value? Are we increasing their capabilities? Are we enabling their success? And then next, if you're ready to go to the next level of success, what would it take you to 10x? I will invite you today to read a new book out by Dan Sullivan. 10x is easier than 2x, but you're going to have to figure out, who do you have to become to reach that level of success? Resiliency enables us to enjoy the journey as we're learning, as we're serving, as we're moving into our greater and greater levels of impact through elevating and helping other business leaders, other entrepreneurs, other businesses to reach their highest levels of success. So I invite you to think about, what would it take for you to 10x? What does that mean for you personally? What does that mean for your family? What's that mean from a business perspective? Who would you have to become in order to enable your company to achieve that level of success? Laid down the challenge. We'll talk more next Friday with regard to how can we get from where we are to 10xing our level of success through the lens of strategy. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the CEO of Global Innovation Strategies and the Success Strategist, signing off for today. And we will talk to you next week on our journey towards success through strategy.